Dr. Michael McManmon, founder of CIP, and I'd like to talk about one area of the toolkit. So when I was younger, I had a lot of sensory issues, and I would react by crying to sirens of fire engines or ambulances that would go by the house, loud parades, especially the Halloween parade scared me. And I also had difficulty with foods. I still do. And in grade school, the only thing I would eat for my mother would pack my lunch was peanut butter and butter sandwiches with a carton of milk. That's what I ate probably all the way through my 8 grades of grade school. And as an adult, it still affects me. And what I've learned over the years is that I've learned to be able to filter out a lot of my sensory issues. And the way I've done that is through emotional regulation. Developing emotional regulation has been a real difficult process. When I was younger, the way I reacted to it would be, for example, our family, everyone in my family smoked, and they would all get up late for the last church service, which was at noon, and that was half the day was gone by the time they would drag their rear ends into the car and head off to church, all smoking in the car. So I couldn't tolerate it, and I ended up by making my own accommodations. I would get up early in the morning, and I would walk to church, and it was a couple miles, and I'd have a peaceful walk. I would attend church and then walk back, and meanwhile they would be leaving for church, and I would have the quiet, nice house to myself without all of them to disrupt me. And so this was my way of working around my sensory issues. Now, we can't always escape life by in the office or at school or whatever. We have to learn to accommodate within the structure. But sometimes it's all right to just create your own structure around things. A lot of our Asperger's students and kids with LD will just avoid situations instead of facing them. So learning to accommodate your learning differences on the job and at work. My friend Stephen Shore wears a baseball cap everywhere he goes, pretty much, to keep the light from shining into his eyes, which distracts him. And if we go to a restaurant, he'll often seek the quietest part of the restaurant where there's no music or anything, so it's quiet space. So that's been my experience with the sensory issues.